Thank you guys for tuning in the channel today. We're going to be building bag M of the Tekno SCT410 2.0. This thing's really starting to come together. Hopefully get our rear assembly on today and get our center drive shaft and our center diff carrier on and looking like some pieces to the rear bumper. But let's get started. First, we're going to install this plate here that's going to hold our center diff. It's going to go like so. And that's going to get the TKR1344 screws, which is the shorter of these screws here. And they will install from the bottom. If you guys want to make this a little easier, you could probably pre-thread these. I haven't. I'm just going to start by sticking one of them through there, and then holding it, getting my electric screwdriver here, and try to get it as straight as possible, and we'll start threading it in. Once that's tight, we can do our remaining two. As you guys can see, should be going these two holes here. Put our remaining one on. Snug those up. Like so. Once we have that installed, we'll take our center differential. This spur gear looks like it's going towards the front. And from the instruction manual, looks like this side is getting an O-ring down in this hole here. I haven't seen the other Tekno kits that I've built get this O-ring, but best I can figure, it goes right there. I'm going to go ahead and slide our center drive shaft into the front coupling there. And then our center differential will go like so. And it will sit inside this piece here. And then next, we're going to get this piece like so. And it is going to go right here. And it will hold your center drive shaft and your center differential into place. And it'll get 4 screws. The screws that go into the aluminum need to get some Loctite, and it takes the TKR1524 screws. So it's going to be 2 of these. I'll put Loctite on and screw those into the aluminum motor mount. And before I do that, I might go ahead and just slide this piece in, looks like. To get everything lined up. So thread lock in that one, thread lock in this one, and thread lock in the one down here. Get a little thread lock. This screw will get some thread lock. Take our next screw. It'll get some thread lock. Like so. The remaining 3 screws here, they're going into plastic, so you do not need thread lock. All right, with those 6 screws in place, our center differential should be held into place. We'll have to take this apart when I go to install my motor, but it shouldn't be a big deal. If you look at the instruction manual here, this doesn't come with the kit, but it looks like it's going to get an optional center brace, which I think is really, really neat. Add that extra bit of rigidity to the chassis. Maybe keep it from bending for you guys that like to hit the big jumps. Next, we get to install our rear assembly, and make sure that your little drive shaft gets put in the differential. And if you'll notice, there's a slot here. It's going to fit this plastic slot there. And kind of once I have that set in place, I'm going to gently turn it upside down and set it like so. And this is going to get screws here and 2 screws there. The 2 shorter screws looks like they go into the back, and these 2 longer screws thread into the piece there. So let's go ahead and take care of those. They are threaded into plastic, so should not have to have Loctite. I might just get them all started to make sure everything aligns good, and then finish them with my electric screwdriver. And we go snug them up by hand. Once we have these 4 screws installed, we'll flip the truck back over. We're going to want to install this piece here. As you can see, these round kind of notches go on top there, like so. You're going to take the TKR 1444 screws, and they will screw down into these 2 holes here. And I will finish those off by hand. Like so. And then we're going to take these two cap heads, screws right here, and they're going to go through the shock tower and into this plastic brace. Go ahead and get the other one started. And then maybe finish them up with this screwdriver here. Should look like so. And be installed into our brace there. Next, we have this piece here, and it's going to get installed onto this brace that we just installed, and looks like it's going to go on this side here, and it will take one of these longer screws, looks good. Now that we have this installed, we can flip it over and take this screw here, and it's going to thread into the plastic piece that we just installed. And I'm kind of going to go hold it on in the back to secure it. Just like so. Now that we have our shock tower brace installed and our chassis brace installed, let's go ahead and work on our rear bumper pieces. And before we start working on them, we need to remove this silver screw here that was meant to hold everything into place until we got to this step here. Now that we have that screw removed, our rear bumper should go like so. We're going to flip it upside down here. And the two longer screws look like they're going to go in these holes. And the two shorter ones will go in these holes here. Go ahead and tighten these up by hand. All right, now that we have this piece installed here, I'm going to flip it back over. And we get to install this piece here. You want to slide it in these two holes here of your rear bumper, making sure that these two slots are facing up, and they are going to thread through our shock tower and into our shock tower brace with these two screws here. Get them started by hand, and then we'll probably finish up with the electric screwdriver. All right, now that we have those two installed, that should kind of slide into there. And we're going to install our remaining screw here. And it's going to go down through there. All right, getting closer and closer. Good to see this final rear assembly installed. Looks like everything's working like it should. Center diff feels nice and smooth. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Bag M of the Tekno SCT410 2.0.